And now, live from the Neverland Theatre, your host, Gary Starr. Hello, a very good evening to you. Welcome to StageToStream.tv, live here from the Neverland Theatre in the wonderful town of Skegness. Yes, how are you this evening? Hope you're all well. Hope life is treating you good and you've had a great day doing whatever you've been doing. We're just recovering from last night. What a great show we had with the insanely talented Robert J. Sherman sharing his life story. If you haven't seen that show, you can watch it on Catch Up on Facebook. Make sure you watch it. It's amazing. Tonight we've got some great guests as well. Yes, absolutely. Before we start though, what we need to do is we need you out there to get social with us. Now we're going to get to Social Media Corner very shortly indeed, but before that we need you to get more social. So all of you out there, whatever you're doing, what we need you to do is share this stream, share it with your friends, share it with anyone you like, and of course get interactive. Give us some thumbs up, some love hearts and all that kind of thing, and that would be wonderful. In the meantime, let's find out what's going on this evening on Stage to Stream TV. Live tonight on Stage to Stream TV, magician Gary Dunn. And talking about treason, the musical, Ricky Allan. It's all happening tonight, live, right here on... Yes, very exciting indeed. Some wonderful guests this evening joining us and chatting all the things showbiz. So, well, you know what time it is. It's that time of the evening to say, hello, right hand Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie, right hand Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Are you well?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, good. How's it going over there in the social media corner?
Yeah, it's good.
Good. Nice to see you. Have you had a nice day?
It's been all right. Yours?
Yes, it's been all right, actually. I've been in here all day creating and doing a bit of magic, as you do. Not literal magic, that's up to Gary Dunn. I know, but, you know, bit of everything. It's all good. What about you?
Yeah, bits and bobs, this and that.
What have you been doing?
Well, I had a bit of a busy day, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, you know our postman around here, he likes to come super early, doesn't he?
Yes, yeah.
It's normally quite annoying.
Yeah.
But today... he brought me some Christmas presents.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, obviously all Christmas presents are late right now because,
That's
you know,
true.
we didn't have Christmas. But what did you get? Anything nice?
Yeah, it was from my mum. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, got lots of little bits. Yeah, got some biscuits.
Biscuits?
Biscuits. They were good.
Have you had them already?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't share them.
They were too nice.
Just troughed them down yourself.
Trough. Now, we've had words about this. We don't use that word. Don't use that. It's a dirty word.
Did you eat all the biscuits, the good biscuits yourself?
They were amazing. Yeah.
Good. Okay,
really
well,
good
they're your
biscuits.
presents.
Well,
so,
no,
you know,
I
if
mean,
you don't want to share, it's fine.
well, to be fair, Ghost did run off with one.
Okay, so the dog got one.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Just realised that could explain why she's been sleeping all day.
Could be.
Sugar rush.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that happened. And she sent me some other little bits as well. Some jewellery and some other stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And yes, I've done that. And then what else did I do? I did some more in the house. That was...
Oh, how's the costume cupboard going? Is that going well?
It's going.
Good. Top banter.
Yeah, it's going. But you know, right, I had a problem today as well.
Oh, go on.
Well, you know how Falcor ate my trainer not so long ago?
Yeah, go on.
You don't remember, do you?
No.
Yeah, he ate my trainer.
Okay.
It's well, I can still wear it. It's just doesn't look the same as the other one. So they're the gym trainers. Anyway, so I thought I'd order some new trainers.
Ah.
Now, you know how I quite like quite colourful things?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it because I always wear black on here. But yeah, I'm like the polar opposite of you, aren't I? I always wear colourful things. So anyway, I found a really cool pair of trainers that were like super amazing.
Okay.
Sparkly and everything. Yeah. Turns out I've ordered them in the wrong size. Ordered them in children's size instead of adult size. They don't come in adult size.
You know what that is, don't you?
Awkward.
Yeah, it is really. But also, it is...
It's Ruth's Fun Fact of the Day. Well, just failed, really, haven't I?
I wonder who got the adult shoes.
Yeah, but the same thing happened to me.
Fine.
Probably about 10 years ago. No, more than that.
Ah, good.
I was at college, the same thing happened. There's amazing They don't make fun trainers for adults.
Well, there you go. Start your own business.
I really
Start
should.
your own business and create your own. I think actually, if you go to possibly Nike or something like that, you can build them online, but they cost like £500.
Yeah, and then Falcon would eat them again.
Yeah.
So.
But they'd be an
happen.
expensive meal, which he deserves.
Yeah.
Good. So let's talk about social media corner.
Oh yeah.
If people want to get in touch with you this evening, if they want to get social, what do they need to do, Ruthie?
So hop on to stagestream.tv on the Facebook. So if you're watching any of the other streams, we're streaming absolutely everywhere on all of our platforms. Stop watching it. Come on over to Facebook and watch it on there instead.
Yes.
We'll try and keep you all in one place so I can keep you contained. I will be the shepherd of the flock.
Of the what?
Flock.
Let's get the flock out of here.
I was a good shepherd when I was I had one line to say it, but anyway, that's another story.
What did you have to say in your line?
Good afternoon and welcome to our play. No, it didn't come out.
Brilliant.
I think it was about 3. It's play school. Anyway, I'll be the shepherd. Tea towel on my head and everything.
Great. That's racist.
Pop in there and say...
Because that's Middle Eastern, isn't it? So yeah, I don't think. Here's an interesting question.
No, actually,
do they do nativity anymore in schools? Do they make them? Well,
I would have thought so. Yeah.
Well,
storytelling.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
do they dress up with a tea towel on your head because that's Middle Eastern? That would be.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Go on.
Because I had an authentic headdress actually.
Yes, but that's cultural appropriation.
Well, Brother Don brought me one back from. He was actually stood next to a camel with a picture. A camel was called Humphrey.
Brilliant.
He was.
Did he have 3 humps?
Over there. No, 2, I think. And it was angry. It was an angry camel.
Why was he called Humphrey then?
Well, because that's what you call a camel.
Okay, only if he's got 3 humps.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, so he sent back an authentic one, and everyone was very envious of my headdress.
Well, back then it was fine, and but nowadays probably not so much. I bet they don't do that anymore. Anyway, we'll find out. If somebody knows if they still do that in nativities, hop on and tell us. I don't know.
Do they still make the angels wear pillowcases as well?
Yeah, but that's not. That's okay because fairies aren't a race.
Fairies? I think they're angels, Gary.
You just said fairies.
No, I said angels.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
I can't wait to watch the
I'll have to
replay of
replay
this.
it. Did I?
I don't know.
In the comments, hop on. Did I say fairies or angels?
I'm loving fairies instead.
That'd be a terrible washing up.
Beverly Charles said yes, but I don't know what
which
that
one?
means. Yeah.
Yes to fairies or yes to angels?
Did Ruth say fairies originally, or did she say angels?
Anyway, we can watch it on the replay.
Either way.
Beverly Charles has popped in and said they just have to have a Christmas octopus and to give everyone a part. That's very good. They could do that.
Yeah.
Christmas. That's from a film. What's that film? It's the film with Martine McClutchan in it.
If I was a teacher in a school, I would insist that in the school nativity I play Jesus. Not the baby Jesus, obviously that'd be rubbish.
You wouldn't fit in a crib.
Yeah, well, I could try.
Like trying to put a spider in a thimble.
Like, he couldn't get his legs in. He wouldn't like it.
Wouldn't fit.
He wouldn't like it.
I'll tell you what we did do actually. Well, my old head teacher, Mr. Jemison, he wrote a completely different, went off the wall one year. Oh, it was uproar. And he wrote a play based on a space. What was the song? Spaceship. Spaceman came travelling. David Essex, is it?
David Essex?
Is that wrong?
David Essex?
Who sang the song? Spaceman came from afar. Something.
David Bowie?
I don't know. I haven't got David Essex. Anyway,
I don't know.
And I wasn't allowed to be the alien. I wanted to get in the big silver box.
Ground control to Major Tom.
No,
that
that's not it.
Well, no, it's not. But
Stop
it's
making. You can't rechange history, Gary. I'm telling you, it was.
Well, he did with his space thing that he did. That's ridiculous.
Anyway, I wasn't allowed to be the main character on that one.
Right.
Anyway,
well,
Love Actually. Yes, you're right, Beverly. It was Love Actually. Still haven't got a thing on the fairies.
No, well, we'll watch it back later and then we can laugh at our own expenses.
Anyway, it's been
Joe Beecroft said, I've always got fairies on the mind.
Very good.
Yes, you have.
Very good. Hi, Joe.
Hope you're well.
Who else have we got out there? Let's have a little look. David Burton. Hello, Mr. Burton. He says, evening all.
Hello, David. How are you?
Hello.
Are you well?
Do you know what I've done as well?
Yes,
I've got sidetracked again, haven't I? Because
You
I
have.
started telling people
how to get in
how
touch.
to get involved, and then
How do we
went
get
off
onto
on
nativity?
I don't remember.
It's a bit weird if you ask me.
Anyway, on to stationstream.tv. Hop in the comments. Give me a wave. Give me a like. Why not? What did you play in your school nativity? Tell me. Let me know.
Oh, them out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, what did you actually play? Did you play?
I actually played St. George at one point, and had like a white bed sheet with a big red cross on it. And had to do that.
Did you slay a dragon?
Well, I think we sung about it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, weird. So that's good. Happy days. Well,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I got to play Counsellor number 6 as well in
Brilliant.
the Pied Piper.
That's lovely.
That was a good show.
I would have been a rat. Anyway, listen. Chance to be a fine thing.
What? Oh, from last night.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I was just going to go into something else then, but I'm back now because I want to continue with this because I've just realised before we go to our first guest this evening, what's the phone number, Ruthie?
It's you can text me or WhatsApp as well.
We should do that
on my phone.
The number's over here. No, it's up. It's up today. It's here. You've moved it. It's up there.
Yeah.
And what's the number, Gary?
Fits in.
07510 followed by 891 then 005. Let's get social.
What was that number again?
That's 07510
Of course.
followed by 891 then 005.
Yeah, so there you go. If you want to get social this evening with the right hand Ruthie, all you've got to do is send her a message over there. You can do it live on the Facebook stream. Just jump to stationstream.tv on Facebook and talk to us. Or indeed, you can send her a WhatsApp or text message or iMessage, whatever you want to do, really. It's all there, isn't it?
Yes. But ideally, hop in the comments because the more people that write in the comments,
The better our algorithms are, and then more people see it.
It's true. And the same with if people like or give a love heart or something like that.
Yeah.
If people do that, it helps us get recognised on Facebook.
do that right now.
That and having people actually with us that watch this show.
Well, that's also good.
That's good.
Whoa! David Burton's popped into the comments. That's
okay.
that's a cracker, David.
What did he say?
Right, he's got a
Is it a
joke.
joke of the day
It
from
is
David Burton?
We need a jingle for David's joke of the
Well,
day.
give us David Burton's joke. Well, yeah,
Okay.
we could do, but it would cost
So
a lot
this
of
is
money.
back on nativity, okay?
Go on.
So when Jesus was born, he was 9 pounds 6 ounces. They knew this because they had a weigh in a manger.
Brilliant. And that's why David is
Very
Joker
good.
of the Day.
Yeah,
we'll
we
get
should
one
have
made.
we need one.
Yeah, we'll get a Joker of the Day jingle made next.
And Beverly Charles played the dragon in the school play.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Good.
Was that
What?
what play was it?
The birth of Jesus. There's always a dragon
There's always
in
a
there.
dragon just lurking at the back of the manger.
Yeah. He gave birth. Anyway, let's not get religious because it's not that time of night. It's time to meet our first guest right after this little group of pictures showing us all about Gary Dunn. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Gary Dunn. Hey! Hello, sir. How are you? He's muted. He's muted. It's fine because just while he's unmuting, let me just point out, I'm going to put me next to him and go, look at that, twin brother. Here he is, Gary Dunn. Hello.
Hey, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm living the dream. Yeah.
We are identical twin brothers, and
This proves it.
this proves it. Yeah, it does.
We've both got good backdrops. So
Yeah, we got nice.
We-
is
we-
yours green screen or is yours actual?
well, the red is green screen, but the throne
Yeah.
I'm on. So,
Mine's is real.
is it?
yeah.
All right then. You did well in the business out of the brotherhood.
I'm in my studio stroke garage in Glasgow, and it's 3 degrees outside, and it's not much more in here. I can tell you.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's life? Are you well?
Our life's okay. We're diddling along there. It's been all right. It seems a lifetime since me and you worked together.
Yeah, no, or even talk. We're those people, those strange mythical people that go. We don't have to talk to each other for like 6 months, but then suddenly I'll get a mug in the post, or or a calendar, or a great Christmas card.
I sent you a fantastic calendar.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good
pretty much
calendar.
clothed on most of them, except for October. It's very cold. Yeah, it's true, and that proves it.
That proves it. Yeah, it does. Yeah, because me and you work. What years did we work at Haggerson Castle? It was
Well, I don't know.
97, 98?
It could be. I think you pointed out it was like over 20 years ago.
It was over 20 years ago. Yeah,
Because
we
I
were having
went.
a chat.
I said, well, it weren't long ago that we did this, and you went, no, it was at least 20 years.
Really. It was like nearly half my life ago.
Wow, that's
was
horrendous,
funny,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
We had some good times there. Let's talk about those because they were. we yeah.
There was one point I do remember. We used to do a show for the grown-ups downstairs.
Yes.
In a room called
The Tavern.
The Tavern. Yeah, it's more like a cavern. It was very, very low ceilings.
Underground.
You had to duck.
Yeah.
You had to duck to get onto the stage.
Yeah.
And to promote it, we used to run into the big theatre bar, the big showroom, filled with families on the holidays and fire guns.
Yeah. We used to run through
Can you
the
believe
crowd.
we did that?
No.
I mean, nowadays you just couldn't. And I mean, proper 38 caliber blanks that were like really loud.
Yeah, we ran in shooting guns, and then we got up on stage and went, for the over 18s, we've got an adult show, and you'll see things like this, and then I kicked you in the gooseberries.
You did
That
every
was it.
time.
Yeah.
And a couple of times you actually got it right where you missed, and I was crippled. It was great fun. Yeah, slapdash, good fun, good times.
Yeah,
good times. And I think that's probably where you got your love of panto from as well, because you used to do all the Bradley Bear, the Bradley no, not the adult show. I mean from Haggerston.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
The Bradley Bear panto used to be a massive thing. I think that was the very early days of Bradley Bear, and it was before it was pre-Haven, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think that was where I was put in that show. They did a thing where one person from each park had to go in the show, and I was put in as the prince, and I'd never acted, never done anything. And Paul Hammond to this day still tells the story where he goes, when I walked in, he went, oh, fuck. And it just was like that. And literally, I think they cut my lines down to 3, and I went, hello, I'm the prince. And that was it. Yeah, it was horrific. But yeah, I think so. I think, them early days of doing that was crazy. And of course, you used to do all your bits, your family shows and stuff.
Still doing my bits. Well, not at the moment. That's been one downfall of coronavirus, obviously, and I'm not the only person in that boat. Obviously, there's hundreds and hundreds of entertainers all across the country who are just, sitting at home, not being able to do what they do to make a living. I've been lucky in some respects, but it's just. There's light at the end of the tunnel now, and I have my hopes up, and I'm hoping they don't get dashed.
Yeah,
so let's just wait and see.
Have gigs started to, sort of come back in now, or is it
Kind of.
tentative?
I've been doing Zoom shows, hence I've got a studio in my garage, so I've been doing Zoom shows for schools and nurseries and private birthday parties. So Zoom's been good. The great thing about Zoom is it's cut my ironing time in half, because you only have to iron the front of your costume.
And you don't have to wear trousers.
And you don't have to wear trousers. Correct. So yeah, it's been good for that, and I quite like. It's been. I've been able to perform for schools that I wouldn't normally have done. Like there was a school in Wales, and I'm doing one in Cornwall on Friday, and these are schools that would never get to see me live because obviously they're just too far away to justify it. But it's great to be able to do that, and I've done a few lectures and bits and bobs in America and Canada and places like that. So it's been quite nice to actually perform for other magicians and stuff all around the world. So Zoom, I think, is great, and it's probably it's probably here to stay a while. In some,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I cannot wait to get back doing live stuff because we all miss live stuff. But I think Zoom's probably going to stay for a bit because people will be, why do we need to fly that guy halfway around the planet to lecture when he can do it?
Yeah.
Online and everybody can watch it. So I think it's probably going to stay in some sort of form.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how is it doing? Like kids magic shows on Zoom. Do you mute them all, or do you just let it go?
Do you know that's one thing? That's one thing I'll miss when we go back to live shows. Mute all, mute. I'll miss that. But I tend to. It depends how many kids there are. If there's only like 6 or 7 kids and it's a small birthday party, I'll let everyone keep their mics open because I like to hear the feedback.
Yeah.
If it's a big birthday party or if it's a school, I'll normally mute everybody, and then if I need a helper for something, it's weird because they can't reach through the screen and pick cards, so you've got to find different ways to do things.
Yeah,
and obviously there's no interaction at all apart from visibly and spoken. They can't hold on to things or they can't touch things, and so it's been a learning curve, learning what works and what doesn't work. But it's great because this is your performance space now. So like for example, I've got if you need to vanish this on stage, you would need to use some sort of magic gimmickry to do it.
Yeah.
But in a Zoom show, if you want to vanish this, as long as your hand disappears off the bottom of the screen for a split second, you can make anything happen. It just looks like, and it just
My
gets
mind's
dumped
blown.
on the floor, and the kids are like, "What?" So,
I just
we
did
had
that.
a great American friend, and he does a lot of online stuff, and he said that the gags you can do with, like for example, I've got something in my shoe. Now the kids can't see your shoes because you're on a screen like this. I've got something in my shoe, and he has a line of different shoes just on the floor in front of him with different things in front of them. So at some point you'll go, I've got something in my shoe, and he'll reach down, you'll pick up a ballerina slipper and pull a bottle out of it, and
Amazing.
and it's a repeat gag through his show. So yeah, Zoom's great, and there's lots of magic that has been. There's a lot of magic that's been produced that normally you would see and go, oh well, I could only use that on YouTube because you can't do it live.
Yeah.
But for Zoom, it's fantastic. There's some great magic out there that just looks great on Zoom, but in the real world you would never be able to perform it. So it's been good. Yeah, it's been all right.
It's amazing. It's good to see you adapt as well, and of course, you started. I mean, it was only was it a few years ago that you took on the business of Practical Magic, and
the previous owner, Jeremy, sadly passed away
Yeah.
in November 2016, and Jeremy and his wife Cheryl had the company for almost 20 years,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
brought it up from being, when they bought it, it was just it was like a joke shop company that sold whoopee cushions and all that kind of stuff, and a few bits of magic, and they turned it into the country, if not the world's premier maker and seller of just children's magic. So that's, I mean, we sell bits and pieces that you could use in a family show and some stuff you can use in an adult show, but 90% of our stuff is for children's and family entertainers. Yeah.
And how's that been? How has that affected with
It's been terrible because nobody's performing. So nobody's going, I've got the same group of kids next week I could do with a new trick.
Yeah.
So because nobody's performing, nobody's spending. And if it was me, that would be the first thing to go as well, because if you're not working, why buy props? So it's been a very, very lean year. Plus we missed out. We do a fantastic convention in Shropshire. I think you were meant to be coming.
I was coming to it. Yeah, the first one. I was coming to it.
You had tickets, and it was cancelled because they knew you were coming.
Yeah.
So somebody in China ate a bat and went, "Ha, Gary Starr." And that was you.
It was me.
So we have this convention called Tricks and the Sticks in the middle of Shropshire. It's in the middle of nowhere in a gorgeous hotel. And just because people aren't working, people haven't got the money. Plus, obviously, we couldn't have it last year. This year, they've kind of said, well, maybe we could do it because we don't know what's happening, blah blah blah. But nobody's got the funds
Yeah.
to be able to say, let's go away for a jolly for a couple of days in a hotel, and so I think this year it'll probably go virtual as well.
That's a shame. I moved my hotel booking over. I got
Did
a
you?
lovely room. Yeah.
Well, I think you'll be able to move it over again. surely.
Again.
Again.
I might just go
I'm
anyway.
determined to have you there.
I might just go myself and have my own tricks in the sticks.
We could actually have you lecturing because I think you would do. Have you ever lectured? Have you ever done a lecture?
I sometimes tell the dogs off.
Right. Okay.
So, but, no, I can chat. Look at this.
You could do a little a little informal thing where you tell your story about the theatre and how you've developed. Because I'm always impressed because you always put. And I hate to say it, I've never been, have I? I've never been to Neverland.
No.
I know,
And I've been to
and it's-
Scotland. I bought you a lovely
Yeah,
present.
but you never come and visit me when you're in Scotland.
I did. I mean, it was probably 10 years ago, but I came to visit you in Scotland and I brought you a lovely present. It was massive.
Oh, I remember.
Have you still got that?
Yes.
You still got it?
Yeah. Yeah. Who's going to buy it off me? Come on, let's be honest. It's massive.
For those of you, nobody will know, but I bought you a massive
Rooster.
Rooster, yeah.
Rooster,
It was
yeah.
a big 3-foot cock that sits on your table.
It's the biggest one I've ever seen.
Exactly.
I'll be honest.
Yeah. So there you go.
It's beautiful. It is
Have you
beautiful.
still got that? Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, I have. It's got pride of place in my lockup. It doesn't really go with anything. When I get the kitchen done, I might dig them out and stand them in the corner of the kitchen.
Yeah, just annoy the missus by going. This is
Yeah.
this.
Or
is
stand
coming
them in
out."
the garden. Yeah, it'd be great in the front garden on
There
the
you go.
lawn.
You see, yeah.
Yeah. Which is Gary's house? It's that one with the big rooster on the lawn.
Oh, happy days.
Oh, I know, man. I know.
Well, I mean, you sent me a wonderful Christmas card.
I did. That
did.
was a great Christmas
It
card.
was a great Christmas card. It was from of Damien from the Omen.
Damien and his family with
Yeah.
season's greetings.
It was beautiful.
It was lovely.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
that was good. That's all. We keep each other amused once a
Well,
year.
most people are thinking about Jesus and Christ at Christmas. We're thinking about the Antichrist.
Yeah.
So,
and it's
yeah.
to your credit.
Why not? Why not?
So, I mean,
I do like this, by the way. It's pretty good.
Well,
long.
I think I got those part of the genetics in the DNA. So I got the
Yeah,
hair,
you definitely did.
and
Man.
you got the
I have
what
pictures
you
of you
got.
with very vertical, level hair.
Yeah.
In a kind of what's his name? Gary Rhodes kind of style.
Yeah, well, that was. I mean, did we do that in Bizarre? Dan? No, Outrageous Brothers, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because it was nearly touching the ceiling. You had to
Yeah.
I remember doing fire eating with you in the basement in a very low room, and you're waving these torches around, and you've got so much lacquer on your hair. I was just waiting for it to go.
You were always like the sensible one in that, which is weird because because it was like 12 o'clock at night, and I was the manager.
Yeah, it was. It was midnight start, wasn't it?
It was a midnight show, and I was the manager, and then I would just like have a few beers during, before, and after, and you would just kind of go, "Oh well, I'll just keep it going."
Do you remember what was the weird bit we did at the end where I was singing a song or something and you were just getting? I mean, we had set up bottles of vodka. It was just water, most of it. But I
Yeah,
think
always
there was
look on
some
the bright side of life or something like that. But we would drink and sing at the same time. So we would aim to do 20 pints while doing the finale, which was beautiful. And it worked well. But I always used to have the pints, the proper pints. Apparently, as I was told recently.
I had those prop pints that
Yeah.
looked like a pint. But,
They had a quarter in, yeah. But apparently I was told afterwards by one of the ex-bar staff, many years later, in fact, probably about 2 years ago, that they used to use the drip tray beer.
Oh, nice.
And they used to laugh when we were doing the act because, we're down
And we
in it
thought
and
we were
stuff.
being funny, but they were laughing at us.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, he told me that a few years ago, one of the guys there. So, yeah,
Nice.
that was good times. Well, we should
And
do that at
anything
Trip.
goes down there, basically,
Exactly.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Stuff
Except one
we'd get
word.
arrested for now. Yeah, you can do that. That was my manager came down to see the show, and he said you can do anything except for say that word.
Yeah, we can't say that word because it's a very bad word.
It's the worst word you can think of if you're offended by words.
And I came on stage that night and just
in his face.
I just called him that word
as the opening. He didn't come back again, did he? He just left his
happy days.
But they used to take a lot of money on the bar, so it was,
Oh yeah, I was.
That's why they let us
I
do
don't think that kind of show exists anymore because
get
Haven.
arrested.
But Haven, it's all about family holidays now. So that stuff doesn't exist anymore.
I think, in fairness, it probably was back then as well. It's just that.
Well, it's very rare. When I started, can I just say, I think I probably started for you because I've got a couple of years on you. Definitely got. I'm 50. I was 50 in August. Are you?
I'm not there yet. No, I'm 49 in October, so I'm a couple of years behind. I'm not. I don't qualify for the COVID vaccine, but you do. So swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, I had a couple of years on you. So my first summer season was 1986 at Berwick, and I only did a couple of nights a week doing magic and stuff like that. And I remember still, used to get paid £15 a night for doing 7 till 11. But probably when I'm 16, £15 a night was probably quite a good wage.
Yeah.
But then I started getting into it, and I loved it. I used to love Berwick Holiday Centre. But back in the day at Berwick, and again, this is British Holidays before it went Haven. There was a 2:00 disco down there, and it went till 2:00 every night. And after midnight, it was over 18s only. So at 11:45, the lights would go up, and small children and families would be turfed out, and it was an over 18s disco. And I mean, God, you only going back maybe 30 years, but thinking back, and they used to do this at Butlins as well, I'm sure. So the adults would stay at the disco and send the kids back to the caravan. So there'd be like an older daughter and maybe two toddlers were like, go. Or they'd take the kids back and then come back for the disco after they got the kids settled.
Leave them.
So we used to have to flash this light that said, baby crying in caravan. And you'd be like, and you think back now and you just think like, what? That's just incredible.
That's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
But all the stuff we did back then, you wouldn't be able to do now.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right.
It just, when we were talking about everything we did in that act, we were firing guns, we were just doing wrong magic. Everything we did technically now would be illegal.
You hit me with a pipe. You ripped a pipe off the wall.
That's right.
And then you whacked me with that. And then there was a bit where you burnt my face with an iron.
Yeah.
And we had a smoke machine set up behind the pillar. So you'd press the iron against my face, and this steam would just go psh, and when you pulled it off, I had a big red mark. Amazing. And for years, I always thought that was lipstick you used or something on that.
It was permanent marker, Sharpie, I think. Yeah.
It took ages to scrub off.
Just for a laugh, just to amuse me. It was amazing.
I'd be walking around the next day with an iron burn, and people would actually think that I'd been properly burnt.
It was amazing. The stuff we did back then was just crazy. But, those times, we need to do it again. We need to do like a one-off.
Yeah.
Maybe when we go back to tricks and I turn up, we'll do an adult over 18s magic show with no video cameras allowed.
Oh, can you imagine it these days with social media?
Yeah.
It's just... No, you just couldn't do it.
No.
You just could not do it.
No. Well, when I do an adult panto, which we do occasionally, we'll do it like one in Neverland, just like a one night. But that has them rules. There's no cameras because, they get messy.
Yeah, and it's just like, why spoil it by posting it online? And
yeah.
You're meant to enjoy it in the moment and not reflect on it too heavily when you sober up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man. I used to do I just remembered I got into trouble really bad at Haggerston from the reception staff, and I'm sure you were there that summer, where I told... Now... If anyone had actually thought for a second about this, they'd have realised it was a wind-up. But I told them that the next afternoon there was a dolphin show in the outdoor pool.
Yeah.
And they had to get tickets. It was free, but you had to get a ticket from reception at 10 o'clock. And people cancelled day trips and and trips out, and this queue went round the park for these dolphin tickets, and like, who would have a dolphin show in an outdoor pool in the middle of Northumberland? Do you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure I remember that. I think I had to deal with the aftermath.
Oh, I got into such big trouble for that. Well, man, happy times, man.
Yeah, it's good. But you're still out there doing stuff, and that's great. And you well, we're saying it's going to happen this year. I think
Yeah.
a few months time we'll be back doing what we do, which would be nice.
Yeah, I think so. There's been a few tentative inquiries, so yeah, it's looking like it's going to, hopefully, fingers crossed. Goodness me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to introduce Ruthie, right hand Ruthie, right now.
I've never met right hand Ruthie.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, well, she's here now. Hello, Ruthie.
Hello.
Are you all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
I can't see Ruthie. I can hear her.
You can't see her. We don't bring her onto Zoom. She's on the main screen now. We're off.
I'm definitely
okay.
here. I promise.
Well, how's it going in social media corner?
Oh, you don't want to know how it's
Going
going.
in social media corner. I've got so many questions.
Go on.
Hi, Gary, by the way, the other Gary.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
It's to your
Wonderful.
credit.
So, has you got a right hand Ruthie? Who's left hand?
Well, that's just me.
Oh,
There isn't one.
let's not go into that live.
She's still on camera. It's fine.
Anyway, now I've got lots and lots of questions for you, and some of them, I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous about asking them.
Oh, go on.
Mainly because I've seen the pictures. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, Ruth today. I should point out. Ruth said, "I found these pictures of the Outrageous Brothers. Probably the only living evidence of what happened. Them things.
Where did you find them?
Well,
There's
they're
a
in black
couple
and
on
white as
social-
well. Yeah. Literally, they're horrendous. They're things that we probably get arrested for nowadays. But she said, "Oh, do you want me to scan some of these and we can put them up?" And I was like, "God no, burn them. That's horrific. It's the only evidence." Ruthie, what have you got?
Okay, right. I'm going to go in at the deep end. Why not? So we want to know the funniest Gary and Gary moment that you can share, bearing in mind there might be children watching. Are there any?
And we don't want to get arrested.
The funniest Gary and Gary moment. There was a few parties that were pretty,
See, I knew I was going to struggle with this one. I knew I shouldn't have done it.
I remember a tequila party was pretty wild, but yeah. That's
Sunshine
not-
Mountain, yeah, no.
No, I can't. I think we had the most fun when we were live performing. Do you know what I mean? Because it just.
In all honesty, even after all these years, them times, where we were just free and, like we say, now you wouldn't be able to do it, but where we could kind of do what we did, I still look back on them times and go, they were the best of times. They really were, because there was no inhibitions. You could do and say what you wanted, and, there was no, nobody got offended. Nobody was, annoyed by it. We just did it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of look back at them times, and they were all funny. We just laughed all the time.
2 seasons worth of laughter. It was good
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, but aside from that, guns. What we should do is tell us your gun story, because we used to use guns in the opening of the show, where I would come on as Eminem and you would come on as my homie, and we would get into a bit of a fight, and then you would pull a gun on me and shoot me.
And you'd actually we had not a blood pack, but you used to.
Yeah.
You had like a plastic bag with blood or something. You used to burst it, and
And then I shot you about 15 times, and then you went, "Oh, you've winged me," and like missed you at point blank range. And these are loud pistols as well. These were proper.
Well, yours was a replica Beretta, and I had a
Magnum.
it was a snub-nosed Magnum.
Yeah,
38 caliber. It was so loud, and the room. Yeah, I mean. No wonder I have to wear like in-ear monitors and stuff now, because it was just so loud. But yeah, so I found these guns in my lockup after a few years, and they'd gone a bit rusty. And I'm talking maybe about 10 years ago. So I took them to a fish and tackle gun shop in Glasgow, took them in, put them on the counter, opened the box and said, "Have you got something to clean the rust off these?" And the guy just looked at them and went, these are illegal. These have been illegal for about 10 years now. And I'm like, I didn't even realize, because they were just blank firers, but because there were 38 calibers, they were most definitely illegal. So he said I should really phone the police now, but if you could just take them to the police station, hand them in. So I never thought. I just went down to the police station with a carrier bag full of guns, put it on the counter and pulled a couple out and went. And looking back now, it was so stupid. Imagine walking into a police station with guns and going, where do you want these? So anyway, after I'd spent 2.5 hours with CID in a back room explaining what these were and where they'd been, they took them off to me and said, never ever, never use these again. So they took them off me, but I honestly, it was quite scary. I thought I was going to get arrested.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it kind of rounds off our history together. It's a beautiful thing, mate. It's gone so quick. We've run out of time.
I know.
Ridiculous.
It just flew by.
I know. We're gonna have to come back and chat more because we've only talked about the Outrageous Brothers.
I know.
And even that, half of it we couldn't talk about.
I know.
Happy days.
Yeah, next time we'll do it, and
I
might do a couple of magic tricks next time if you're lucky.
Yeah, well, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's get you back, and you can while we're chatting.
I've got to go and bath the baby now. So
nice. Well, all that kicking in the groinal region didn't have that adverse effect that we thought.
Luckily,
as much as I tried.
All right, Gaza.
My friend, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Stay safe, and we'll speak again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Dunn. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, guys. See you later, Ruthie. Bye. Bye.
Welcome back to StagetoStream.tv, live here from the Neverland Theatre here in the wonderful town of Skegness. Are you okay, Ruthie, over there?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Yeah, nice to catch up with Gary. There's just so much we can't talk about because literally we discovered that we would probably be arrested for most of the stuff we did in that show. If we did it now, but it's all good. There was loads of questions as well, weren't there?
So many questions. Yeah.
I mean, I started off in the deep end. I thought we'll get that one out of the way and we'll move through Gary's career.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get him back then.
Yeah, well, no, we'll definitely get him back. It's it's exciting. But we've got to move on. That's the way the cookie crumbles, whatever that means. I don't know. But right now we're going to be chatting to Ricky Allan very shortly indeed about a new show that's coming out. But before that, we're going to have a little sneaky peek. Don't go anywhere.
It was the 24th of March, 1603.
The day that ended her tyranny.
The day Elizabeth died. With an inch of makeup on her face, she was braced to die without an heir.
Just to succeed her.
That's still up in the air. Some say she died from a broken heart. Others say she was poisoned by her vanity. Forlorn and withdrawn, it's clear she wouldn't make the dawn, so they laid her in bed and stayed She was so weak, her time was running out. Death was at her door. She put her hand to her crown at the mention of James's name. That is to say, she approved him to succeed her. And so it was done. Some say she died from a broken heart. Others say she was poisoned by her vanity. Frail and depressed, but she wouldn't take to rest, so they sent for the bishop and prayed for her soul. And her flesh turned cold. We mourned for her, she was our queen, and for 45 years she had reigned supreme.
We did not mourn for her. She was our counter. Now this is our rapture. We have a new home. This could be all we dreamed of. God save the king. Long live the king. May the king live forever. May the king live
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Allan, how are you, my friend? Are you well?
Gary, I am very well, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. Yeah, I was really enjoying that, loving it, absolutely. Treason the musical. Tell us all about it because it looks spectacular.
So, Treason is a folk pop inspired musical based on the Gunpowder Plot. We're telling the story from the perspective of some lesser known historical figures and really delving into the history of the time using folk music as a medium of storytelling, which is what folk is so great to do. So, yeah, that is Treason in a nutshell.
Amazing. And tell everyone your sort of involvement with it all.
So I am the composer and lyricist and the co-book writer.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I've got my finger in many of the creative pies.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so, how did this all come about? Let's jump back away from Treason for the moment. Tell us a bit about you and sort of your life and how you got into this industry.
So, my background was as a chorister, as a choir boy, growing up in kind of cathedral choirs, and from that, I really got a love of vocal music and harmonies. And I went to Leeds University to study music, fell into the musical theatre societies, as people tend to do. And I've always had a passion for musical theatre. My first ever job was front of house at the wonderful Alhambra Theatre in
Amazing.
Bradford.
Yeah.
And kind of my love for vocal music and for musical theatre just kind of went hand in hand. And I love writing music. That's kind of my passion, telling stories through song.
Yeah. So is this your sort of is this your first major thing that you've been involved in, or have you done other things before this?
It is my first major show, yeah. So I've done other bits on the side. I sing with an a cappella group based in London called the Buzz Tones, and I've creatively produced some of their shows at, say, the Vault Festival and up at Edinburgh Festival. But as an original, this is my first big scale musical. So
Yeah,
I'm
amazing.
very, very excited.
Yeah, and to come in with to do the lyrics and the music as well. Where do you even start with something like that? Is it just literally a sort of single idea of going, the Gunpowder Plot, and then just work it from there, or what's your process with that?
So as having the background as a songwriter, for myself personally, the lyrics and the music kind of come hand in hand together. They kind of flow at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game, kind of throwing it into a musical scenario and telling a through line of a story. I was sat in a pub just off the Strand, and I was kind of musing on the success of Hamilton, which is obviously an incredible piece of theatre. And I kind of got to thinking that as British history, there's so much depth there that can be explored in many different ways. And the beauty of Hamilton is it takes this lesser known historical figure and brings him to the front and gives us a completely different perspective on story. And so that's kind of where I was going with this. I was in a pub on the Strand, and somebody had mentioned to me that a pub just off the Strand was where the plotters came up with this idea to blow up Parliament. You can imagine it. They probably had the Houses of Parliament in the kind of background, and that whole mystique of the history really kind of captured my imagination, I guess. And that was a starting point for me to write the first song, which was based in this pub called the Duck and Drake Inn. It doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, so I started writing a song called The Plot. I mean, not overly original, but it kind of encapsulates this kind of sense of excitement that these plotters were kind of had at the time, and they wanted to incite revolution, and so that was my inspiration.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it, because even thinking about it now, we're brought up with this sort of ideal of Guy Fawkes, and we have bonfire nights, and even when you look back at actually it's quite hideous that we made effigies of this man, and then burnt him every sort of year. That's crazy, isn't it? You don't really think about that side of the story.
You don't at all, and it is fascinating. But delving into this, you've kind of got to understand that these plotters were terrorists in their day. They were extremists.
Yeah, and
so we really, in our story, we delve into their motivations to how they got to where they were.
Yeah,
as a person trying to research this, it's been fascinating to delve into the history and how fragile the society was at the time, but at the same time it draws parallels to the society that we live in now, kind of with all of our political divides and our social divides. The country at the time was in a similar situation where you had these factions that were at loggerheads, and there really was a deep-rooted kind of divide between these groups, and so we can learn from history. Quite often we don't learn from history, which is the big tragedy. So that again is something that we explore. But as I say, it's been fascinating to research and to pick out these stories.
Yeah, it looks amazing, and today obviously I was just looking through the videos of all the the cast recordings and the bits that you've done and stuff, and it's just got such a good feel to it. I think it's that, like you said, that kind of folk almost feel to it that runs through it. It's and it's a great narrative as well, so it's a good one to sort of play on. How have you? I mean, obviously the plan was to push this out onto theatre. Was that sort of before COVID happened, and then you had to restructure, or has this sort of come about through COVID?
It's kind of a bit of both. It was always meant to happen, but we've had to kind of rethink how to make it happen in a way that is beneficial. I think the whole theatre industry is having to learn new ways to make the most of the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
So for us, we actually found it quite exciting to bring the audiences with us on our journey in developing it, because we are still developing the full musical. And the feedback that we got from the songs that we released kind of gave us a good direction as to where people what people were resonating with, and so that basically it's as much as it's our musical, it's this new audience that we've captured. It's theirs as well, and I'd like to think that there's some excitement about being able to see a piece of theatre kind of developed in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think with everyone we've spoken to in the industry over the past few weeks, we've all kind of come up with the same thing of the way we've sort of embraced technology, because everybody kind of knows how to Zoom now. Even my mother. You find you find those things happening, but it also opens up so many different doors. Like for instance, we're talking to people that we would never normally have time to speak to or have the opportunity to speak to, and I love the fact that you've said about pushing it to the audience and letting them kind of almost develop that show with you. That's a whole different process that I don't think's really been done before. Obviously, you have film releases and they do test audience and that sort of stuff, but it's kind of at a stage where we can pull a couple of scenes or that's it. But to the extent of rolling it as you go and trying out things, I think it's an incredible opportunity to do.
Yeah, we feel actually quite fortunate, and I think it's another way to show that the theatre industry is viable.
Yeah.
We've been lucky enough to be able to have over, I think for the concert alone, 40 odd people working on it, and that's from freelance marketers to musicians and orchestrators, and so we're lucky enough to have some of the best people in the industry that would otherwise be engaged doing other things.
Yeah.
Our musicians, for instance, if you asked me to handpick the musicians that I would want in the band, there they are, and so we have to kind of count our little blessings within this whole, huge pandemic that we're in. So I feel very fortunate as a creator that I have at my disposal some of the best people in the business.
Yeah, again, something else we've spoke about is the fact that it's kind of opened up those opportunities of people to work together and sort of collaborate, where you would never have that opportunity. Do you find that as well, that almost whereas everything in the past were has to be to an extent, it is very much money orientated, so you have to you've got to have a massive budget to do these things and outset it. Do you also find that now people want to do stuff for the sake of creativity and get on board with stuff, and therefore bringing out new stuff?
I think in a roundabout way that has happened quite naturally, organically. You're quite right. I think it's not just about spending the big money and there being a polished big show in front of you that is ready to go. So in this instance, we're able to have a different plan and essentially build a brand around the show before the shows come out. It's something that Andrew Lloyd Webber used to do many moons ago, bringing out music, for instance, before his shows would come out.
Yeah.
And there's something quite nice about going to a show and knowing all the music already, or at least some of the music already. Well, certainly for me, going back to Hamilton, I'd heard all of the songs before I'd even seen it, and it gives you a different level of enjoyment. Whether that's a better level of enjoyment is another question, but I think you are right when you say that.
Yeah, I think it's certainly opened up a lot more opportunity for more people to do things, and even like we say, being able to talk to people that you would never have that opportunity to, because everyone's always so busy doing their next project and stuff, and when you have that point to stop and go, well, yeah, I'd love to do that, and I'm interested in that project, and suddenly, it kind of opens everything up a little bit more. I think it's amazing, and if anything's come out of the horrific, global pandemic, is the fact that, we've discovered that at points we felt like we weren't anything, hence the, we are viable, and we almost have to step and go, well, actually, everything that's keeping you going throughout this pandemic, you know, the TV shows, the films, the live streaming that's going on, everything that's happening, proves exactly why we're here and why, you know, we'll come back, you know, bigger and better than ever, I think, at the end of it all.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the amount of exceptional theatre that will have been developed in this hiatus period,
Yeah.
I think that there's going to be some very, very good things that come out of this.
Absolutely. And Trees and the Musical is one of them, most definitely. I'm looking forward to see it. So when are we looking at sort of being able to see this in a sort of, whether it be an online version or whether it's, you know, you're waiting to take it to stage? When are you sort of anticipating getting it out there?
So a week on Friday, there is the concert stream version is available. So that's the 12th to the 14th. We have some stream time slots. There's one on the Friday and 2 each on the Saturday, Sunday. So it makes a great Mother's Day present for all of those mothers that love musical theatre. And then we're looking to workshop and go to full production later on this year or early next year, just as soon as we can.
Well, we'll most certainly drop those links into the chat and give that a promotion for the rest of the week.
You,
and we'll certainly be joining and watching ourselves, because I'm really excited after seeing that. It's great to see such wonderful music. We're going to invite Ruthie in now for some questions off the chat. Ruthie, hello. Oh, sorry, my bad. Didn't turn you on. There we go.
Hello.
Are you all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, good.
Wonderful. Hi, Ricky. How are you?
I'm very well, Ruthie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very good. I've got so many questions for you.
Oh,
there's
do
so
you? I hope they're easy.
They're good questions. They are. We've got lots of love for the little snippet that we showed on in the chat. There's lots of people looking forward to watching it as well, and I've put all the links in there as well. So make sure you follow all the social medias as well, and also check out the website to be able to nab some of those tickets. But on to the questions. Okay, so we want to know, without giving away any spoilers, what's your personal favourite part of the show?
Oof. Gosh, that's like asking which child is your favorite. So and it changes all the time, obviously. But if I had to pinpoint it right now, there is the aforementioned, when the plotters are first getting their ideas together and they're being talked through the plot by the head of the plot called Robert Catesby, and he is an enigmatic kind of magnetic guy, and everybody around him just kind of follows his lead, and he's putting his plan down and they're captivated by him, and in the full show it's the end of the first act, so it's rousing and it's big, and I would say that is my favorite part of the show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to look out for that, definitely.
Okay.
Ruthie.
Right, next question. This kind of approaches a little bit of something you said before about, it changes.
Like your favourite part changes. So David Burton, he wants to know, throughout the creative process, whilst you were writing, did you find that your empathy changed towards the perpetrators at all?
Oh, good question, David.
Yeah, very good question. And it absolutely did. Because the beauty about history is the perspective. And I think to tell a well-rounded story, you have to take everybody's perspective on board.
Yeah.
So at different parts of the writing process, I had to see myself as one of these plotters, but then I had to see myself as being on the other side of the coin as well. So absolutely is my answer to that.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting one, isn't it? That if you're able to do that, which I think is important for, especially for what you're doing, you have to kind of have that sort of almost neutral line down the middle when you're writing, to give it that sort of that full story. But then, depends what side you come down on at the end.
Yeah, and naturally you're drawn towards your own kind of gut feeling when you're doing the writing, and you have to pull yourself back and to get an idea of the bigger picture again.
Yeah.
Which is something. Sometimes you just need to take yourself away, and then put yourself back into that world again.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Ruthie.
Good question. Good answer
Yeah,
as
we
well.
like that.
Okay, Beverly Charles out there would like to know: have you got
Got any advice that you would give to aspiring young writers that would perhaps like to have a go at maybe, or maybe they've had
sort of creative process in the past and are looking to sort of move on to maybe sort of starting to write musical theatre and things like that? Any advice for anyone just starting out?
My advice would be just to go with your strengths as a writer. So, for instance, I spent a while writing songs that I enjoyed writing, but maybe I wasn't necessarily the best at writing that style. But then when I connected this idea of growing up around this kind of choral tradition, and then I thought, well, I enjoy writing that. I enjoy writing songs. So if I can put these two together, I might be okay at it. And so I think it's going with what you're good at rather than what you think the industry needs or what is missing, because that is when it becomes genuine. And the biggest thing you can be as a writer is genuine, because if you're not, then it's not going to fool anyone, I don't think.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Good advice. We like that. We've run out of time. This is always the problem. We time just flies so quick. But it's been an absolute pleasure this evening. Wishing you all the success with this. And we'll most definitely be tuning in, as I'm sure we'll all of our viewers out there as well, to support it. We wish you all the luck in the world with it. Thank you for joining us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Ricky Allan. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Ruthie.
We'll see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Something magical is coming this Easter. Live on Stage to Stream, our brand new online panto, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Join Dorothy Gale, The Cowardly Lion, Tin Man, and the Scarecrow in a brand new online magical adventure. Live this Easter at www.stagetostream.tv. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, live online this Easter. For more information, visit our website at www.stagetostream.tv.
Oh, yes, indeed. Wizard of Oz is coming your way as well this Easter. In fact, we're going to be starting filming that hopefully next week in our wonderful way that we do, which because we can legally film, but it will be socially distanced. So we're going to be doing the same as we did with Alice in Wonderland, one person at a time, filming on stage and then bringing the next person in and filming in and doing all that side of it. So it's going to be fun and it's going to be a wonderful show, which we invite you all to watch for Easter this year. And of course, we're touring as well a little bit later on. Thanks there to Ricky Allan. Treason the Musical is streaming live. We've got all the details going online. If you want to come and see that, then please do support this wonderful, wonderful show. And of course, everything else that's going on. Ruthie, how are you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, it's been a good night, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's gone really quick tonight again.
It always does.
Yeah, really quick. But it's good. It's good. I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's almost time to go.
Oh,
I know.
that's sad.
It is.
But don't worry, because we'll be back tomorrow.
We are back tomorrow, and that brings us into an interesting thing that we need to talk to, and not just the fact that
Steel drums are my favourite drum.
not only
Drums are
that,
my favourite drum.
yeah, not only that, but also what's on tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, we've got two fabulous guests tomorrow night. We have got the one and only Mr. Bobo Roberts is
Nice.
going to be here talking all things circusy. And then, of course, later on, we've got
the one and only Mr. George Strickland. He's going to be here
Amazing.
as well. So George is a fabulous fabulous musician. He's involved, well, he does everything really, but he's going to be talking about one of his new musicals that he's involved in, actually several musicals that he's involved in writing. So make sure you pop in for that as well. So it's going to be very good.
Yeah, that's good. I'm excited about that. And we should also just chat very quickly about the fact we've got the radio station. It's up and running now. So there are musicals running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our live radio station, Stage to Stream Radio, is running now. And of course, if you love musical theatre, that's happening. We also have a rerun of this show in the daytime. I think it's 1 o'clock. And also you can hear the show on the radio. If you can't watch it, then you can listen to the show live on radio as well. So loads going on. We're also going to be bringing live plays for you as well on that radio show, and just anything theatre, just to keep theatre alive. It's what it's about, it's what we're going to do, and we shall continue to do so. It's been great the past few weeks chatting to all these wonderful people in the industry, seeing how they've sort of survived, how they've adapted to what they do, and we shall continue to do so. But before we go, we need to go back to Ruthie for her final thoughts of the evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
That was your cue.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Well, I was just thinking, because we've obviously been talking treason, Guy Fawkes blowing up the Houses of Parliament and all that.
Uh-huh.
And did you know that peanuts are explosive?
It's Ruth's fun fact of the day.
Beautiful.
It's a true story.
Yeah.
It's an ingredient in dynamite.
Excellent.
Although I don't think they use peanuts or a Snickers bar to blow up.
Or try and blow up Parliament.
No.
No.
Say goodnight, Ruthie.
Good night, Ruthie.
It's been an absolute pleasure this evening chatting to you all. Hope you've enjoyed yourself once again. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night from us all at Stage to Stream TV. Stage to Stream Radio is live now, playing the hits of the musicals 24/7. Simply join us at www.stagetostream.tv. Stage to Stream Radio, keeping theatre alive.